What if I told you that one of Hollywood's biggest stars walked into a small dog shelter and changed everything forever? But here's the twist. The shelter workers had no idea who he really was. This is the true story of how Keanu Reeves gave away $1 million in secret, and why his reason will make you cry. It was a cold Tuesday morning in Los Angeles. The sun was just coming up over the hills. Inside a small animal shelter called Second Chance Paws, Sarah Martinez was doing what she did every morning. She was feeding the dogs. Sarah had worked at this shelter for 8 years. She loved every single dog that came through those doors. But lately things were really hard. The shelter was running out of money. They could barely afford dog food. The building was old and falling apart. Sarah knew that if they didn't get help soon, they would have to close down. "Come on, buddy," Sarah said to an old golden retriever named Max. "I know the food isn't fancy, but it's all we have." Max wagged his tail anyway. That's what Sarah loved about dogs. They didn't care if you were rich or poor. They just wanted love. Sarah's boss, Mr. Chun, walked into the room. He looked tired. He always looked tired these days. "Sarah, we need to talk," he said quietly. Sarah's heart sank. She knew what was coming. "We have enough money for maybe 2 more months," Mr. Chun said. "After that, I don't know what we'll do. We might have to shut down." Sarah felt tears in her eyes. "But what about the dogs? We have 37 dogs here right now. Where will they go?" Mr. Chun shook his head. "I've been calling other shelters. They're all full too. I don't know, Sarah. I just don't know." The mystery man. That same afternoon, something strange happened. A man walked into the shelter wearing a baseball cap and sunglasses. He had a thick beard and was wearing old jeans and a simple black t-shirt. He looked like any regular person you'd see on the street. "Hi," the man said to Sarah at the front desk. "I'd like to look around, if that's okay." "Of course," Sarah said, happy to have a visitor. "Are you thinking about adopting?" "Maybe," the man said with a small smile. I lost my dog recently. I'm not ready for another one yet, but I wanted to be around dogs again." "Is that weird?" Sarah's heart melted. "That's not weird at all. I'm so sorry about your dog. What was their name?" "His name was Daisy," the man said softly. "He was with me for 15 years. "Daisy must have been very special," Sarah said. "He was my best friend," the man said. His voice was sad but also warm. "He got me through some really dark times. When I had nothing, I had him." Sarah showed the mystery man around the shelter. He stopped at every single cage. He knelt down and talked to each dog. He didn't just look at them like most visitors. He really looked at them. He asked about their stories. "This is Bella," Sarah said, pointing to a small brown dog with one eye. "Someone found her on the highway. She'd been hit by a car. We paid for her surgery, but now nobody wants to adopt her because she looks different." The man knelt down by Bella's cage. The little dog came right up to him, tail wagging like crazy. "She's beautiful," the man said. "People don't understand. Dogs don't care what they look like. They just want to love and be loved." Sarah was surprised. Most people felt sorry for Bella and then moved on. But this man really got it. They walked through the whole shelter. The man asked a lot of questions. How many dogs did they have? How much did it cost to run the place? What were their biggest problems? Sarah usually didn't talk about money with visitors, but something about this man felt safe. She told him the truth. "We're probably going to close in 2 months," she said. "We just don't have enough money. It breaks my heart. These dogs deserve better." The man was quiet for a long time. He was petting an old black lab through the cage bars. "What if someone wanted to help?" he asked. "Like really help? What would you need?" Sarah laughed sadly. "Honestly, we'd need a miracle. We need about $1 million to fix this place up and keep running for a few more years. But that's just a dream." The man nodded slowly. "Sometimes dreams come true," he said quietly. 3 days later, Sarah got a phone call that changed everything. "Hello, is this Second Chance Paws?" a woman's voice said. "Yes, this is Sarah. How can I help you?" "My name is Jennifer. I'm calling from the law office of Morrison and Associates. We have a client who wishes to remain anonymous. This client wants to make a donation to your shelter." Sarah's heart jumped. "Oh, that's wonderful. Every dollar helps. How much is the donation?" There was a pause on the other end. $1 million, Jennifer said. Sarah almost dropped the phone. "I'm sorry, what?" $1 million, Jennifer repeated. "The money will be wired to your account tomorrow. Our client has only one request. They wish to remain completely anonymous. You cannot try to find out who they are." Do you accept these terms? Sarah couldn't breathe. Is this real? Is this some kind of joke? I assure you, this is completely real, Jennifer said. I'll need your answer. Yes, Sarah almost shouted. Yes, of course. Oh my God. Yes. The next day, the money appeared in the shelter's bank account. $1 million. It was real. Mr. Chun and Sarah cried together in the office. They couldn't believe it. They were saved. Who would do this? Mr. Chun asked. Who would give us this much money and not even want credit for it? Sarah thought about all their recent visitors. Then she remembered the man with the baseball cap. The one who lost his dog named Daisy. The one who talked to every single dog and asked all those questions about money. I think I might know, Sarah whispered, putting the pieces together. Sarah couldn't stop thinking about the mystery man. Something about him had been special. The way he talked about his dog. The way he looked at the shelter dogs like they were precious treasures. She went home that night and started thinking. Who had visited recently? Who had asked about their money problems? It was the man with the beard and sunglasses. Then Sarah remembered something. When the man had bent down to pet Bella, his sunglasses had slipped down for just a second. She had seen his eyes. There was something familiar about those eyes. Sarah opened her laptop and started searching. Celebrities who love dogs. Famous people with dogs. Actor lost dog. Then she found it. There was an old interview with Keanu Reeves from a few months ago. The interviewer had asked him about his dog. My best friend Daisy passed away recently, Keanu had said in the interview. He was with me for 15 years. I don't know what I would have done without him during the hard times. Daisy. 15 years. Hard times. Those were the exact words the mystery man had used. Sarah's hands were shaking. She looked at pictures of Keanu Reeves. Then she tried to imagine him with a beard, baseball cap, and sunglasses. It was him. It had to be him. Oh my God, Sarah said out loud to her cat. Keanu Reeves was in our shelter. And I think he's the one who donated the $1 million. But she couldn't tell anyone. The lawyer had said the donor wanted to stay anonymous. If it really was Keanu, he didn't want anyone to know. Sarah understood why. Keanu was famous for being kind and humble. She'd heard stories about him giving money to hospital workers, taking pay cuts so other actors could be hired, and always being nice to fans. Of course he wouldn't want attention for this. He just wanted to help the dogs. With the $1 million, Second Chance Paws completely changed. They fixed the old building. They put in new kennels that were bigger and cleaner. They bought the best dog food. They hired a vet who could work at the shelter 3 days a week. They even built a big play area outside where dogs could run and play. More than that, they started a program to help people adopt dogs more easily. They covered the cost of the first vet visit and vaccines. They made sure every dog that left the shelter was healthy and ready for their new home. The shelter went from almost closing to being the best dog shelter in Los Angeles. Sarah never forgot that Tuesday afternoon when a quiet man in a baseball cap had walked in and changed everything. Sometimes, late at night when she was closing up, she would look at the empty lobby and imagine Keanu standing there again, talking softly to Bella through her cage. She would whisper, "Thank you wherever you are. You saved them all." 6 months had passed since the mysterious donation. Second Chance Paws was now the most successful dog shelter in the city. They had saved over 200 dogs in just half a year. Sarah was in the new play area, watching a group of puppies chase each other around. She smiled. This was what the money had bought: hope, happiness, and second chances. "Sarah," Mr. Chin called from inside. "Someone's here to see you." Sarah walked back inside, wiping dirt off her hands. Standing in the lobby was a familiar figure. Baseball cap. Sunglasses. Beard. Simple clothes. It was him. "Hi," the man said quietly. "Remember me?" Sarah's heart was pounding. She wanted to scream, "You're Keanu Reeves." But she didn't. She could see in his body language that he wanted to be treated like a normal person. "Of course I remember," Sarah said with a warm smile. "You came by about 6 months ago. You'd lost your dog, Daisy." The man looked relieved that she was playing it cool. "Yeah. I was wondering, could I look around again? I heard you've made some changes." "We've made a lot of changes," Sarah said. "Come on, I'll show you." The tour. Sarah showed the man everything. The new kennels. The medical room. The play area. The training space. She told him about every dog they'd saved since the donation. "We got this money," Sarah explained as they walked, "from someone who wanted to stay anonymous. It changed everything. We went from having 2 months left to having years ahead of us. The man was quiet, but Sarah could see a small smile on his face. This person, whoever they are, Sarah continued, they didn't just save the shelter. They saved lives. Real, actual lives. Because of them, 200 dogs found homes. Dogs that would have died found families who loved them. The man stopped walking. "Do you ever wonder who it was?" he asked. Sarah looked at him. Really looked at him. "I think I know who it was," she said quietly. "But they wanted to stay anonymous. So I respect that. I just wish I could tell them thank you. I wish they knew how much it meant." The man's eyes looked watery behind his sunglasses. He nodded but didn't say anything. They stopped in front of Bella's kennel. The little one-eyed dog Sarah had shown him before. Bella jumped up excitedly when she saw them. "She's still here?" the man asked, sounding sad. "Yeah," Sarah said. "People still don't want to adopt her because of how she looks. But she's the sweetest dog we have. She just wants someone to love her." The man knelt down and put his fingers through the cage. Bella licked them like crazy, her whole body wiggling with joy. "Can I take her out?" the man asked. "Of course." Sarah opened the cage, and Bella jumped right into the man's arms. He held her like she was made of gold. He buried his face in her fur. "Hey, Bella," he whispered. "You're such a good girl. You're so beautiful. I'm sorry people can't see it." Sarah felt tears in her eyes watching them. There was so much gentleness in the way he held that little dog. They sat on the floor together for a long time. The man just held Bella and let her lick his face. He was crying. Sarah could see tears running down his cheeks. "I miss him so much," the man said quietly. "Every day I miss Daisy. My house feels so empty without him. I wake up and forget he's gone, and then I remember, and it hurts all over again." "I'm so sorry," Sarah said, sitting down next to them. "Losing a pet is like losing family." "He was family," the man said. "For 15 years, he was the one constant thing in my life. My career went up and down. Relationships came and went. But Daisy was always there. He didn't care if my movie was successful or if I was having a bad day. He just loved me. That's what dogs do best," Sarah said. The man looked at Bella in his arms. "I wasn't ready before. When I came here 6 months ago, I wasn't ready. But now, I think Daisy would want me to give another dog a home. He wouldn't want me to be alone." Sarah's heart jumped. "Are you saying what I think you're saying?" The man smiled. A real, genuine smile. "Can I adopt Bella?" Sarah was so happy she almost cried. Of all the dogs this man could choose, he picked Bella. The one nobody else wanted. The one who was different. They went to the office and filled out all the paperwork. The man wrote his information down, and Sarah tried not to react when she saw the name on the forms. She'd been right all along. "So, Bella needs some special care because of her eye," Sarah explained. "The vet should check it every few months. And she has anxiety, so she does better with a calm environment and routine." "I can give her that," the man said. "I have a quiet house with a big yard. And I'm home a lot. She'll have plenty of company." "She's going to have a great life with you," Sarah said. As they finished the paperwork, the man pulled out his credit card to pay the adoption fee. "Actually," Sarah said, "there's no fee. Remember? We have a program now that covers the first vet visit and vaccines. We can afford to do that because of our anonymous donor." The man smiled and shook his head. "That person sounds pretty special." "They are," Sarah said, looking him right in the eye. "They're one of the best people I've never officially met." The man understood. He gave her a small nod. A few weeks later, something unexpected happened. A reporter had been doing a story about successful animal shelters in Los Angeles. Second Chance Paws was at the top of the list. The reporter wanted to know their secret. "How did you go from almost closing to this?" the reporter asked Mr. Chin. "What changed?" Mr. Chin told her about the anonymous donation. The reporter's eyes got big. $1 million? From who? She asked. "We don't know," Mr. Chin said. "They wanted to stay anonymous." But the reporter was curious. She started digging. She looked at the shelter's visitor logs from around that time. She interviewed people who had been at the shelter that week. One volunteer remembered something. "There was this guy in a baseball cap," the volunteer said. "He spent like an hour here looking at all the dogs. He was really nice." The reporter kept investigating. She found out that a few weeks ago, the same man had come back and adopted a dog. She got his name from the adoption papers before Sarah could stop her. The reporter's face went white. "Wait, Keanu Reeves adopted a dog from here." Mr. Chun and Sarah looked at each other. We can't confirm or deny anything about our adopters, Sarah said quickly. We protect their privacy. But it was too late. The reporter had the story. Within a week, the news was everywhere. Keanu Reeves secretly donated $1 million to dog shelter. Hollywood's nicest guy strikes again. Keanu saves shelter with massive gift. Keanu Reeves' secret. He's been quietly helping dogs for years. The story went viral on social media. Everyone was talking about it. People loved Keanu even more than before. They loved that he'd done it in secret. They loved that he didn't want attention for it. Sarah felt terrible. She knew Keanu had wanted to stay anonymous. Now the whole world knew. The shelter's phone rang nonstop. News reporters. Fans. Everyone wanted to know more about Keanu's visit. Then, one afternoon, Sarah got a phone call from a number she didn't recognize. Hello, she answered. Hi, Sarah. It's Keanu. Sarah almost dropped the phone. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. We tried to keep your secret. A reporter figured it out and... It's okay, Keanu said. His voice was calm. I'm not upset. I knew it might come out eventually. That's not why I'm calling. Oh, Sarah said, confused. Why are you calling? I wanted to say thank you, Keanu said. For respecting my privacy when I visited. For not making a big deal. For treating me like a normal person who just wanted to help some dogs. Of course, Sarah said. You did an amazing thing. The least I could do was respect your wishes. How's Bella? Keanu asked. Sarah smiled. You should be the one telling me. She's your dog now. Keanu laughed. She's perfect. She sleeps in my bed and follows me everywhere. She's helping me heal. Daisy left a hole in my heart, and Bella is helping me fill it. Not replacing it. You can never replace a dog you lost. But she's making the house feel like home again. I'm so glad, Sarah said, crying happy tears. Listen, Keanu said. Now that everyone knows about the donation, it's going to be crazy for a while. Your shelter is going to get a lot of attention. But I think that's a good thing. Maybe it'll inspire other people to help shelters in their area. Keanu was right. After the story broke, something amazing happened. People started donating to dog shelters all over the country. Not just Second Chance Paws, all kinds of animal shelters. The Keanu Challenge started on social media. People challenged each other to donate to their local animal shelter and post about it. It didn't have to be $1 million. Even $5 helped. Within a month, animal shelters across America had received over $10 million in donations because of Keanu's story. Sarah got emails from shelter workers everywhere, thanking her for sharing the story. One woman wrote, Our shelter was about to close, just like yours. But we got so many donations after the Keanu story that we can stay open for 3 more years. You saved us. Sarah realized something important. Keanu's gift wasn't just the $1 million. It was bigger than that. It was inspiring millions of people to care about animals. It was starting a movement. Why he did it? A few months later, Keanu finally agreed to one interview about the donation. Just one. He wanted to explain why he did it. The interviewer asked him, Why did you donate so much money? And why in secret? Keanu thought for a moment before answering. When Daisy died, I was heartbroken, he said. I've lost family members. I've lost friends. But losing Daisy hit me in a different way. He was pure love. He never judged me. He never cared if I was famous or not. He just loved me for being me. I went to that shelter because I wanted to be around dogs again. I wasn't ready to adopt yet. But when I saw those dogs, and I saw how hard the workers were trying with so little money, I had to help. But why secretly? The interviewer asked. Keanu smiled. Because it wasn't about me. It was about the dogs. If I'd done it publicly, the story would have been about me donating money. I wanted the story to be about the shelter and the dogs who needed homes. And the secret got out anyway, the interviewer laughed. Yeah, Keanu said. But you know what? I'm glad it did. Because now millions of people are helping animal shelters. That's so much bigger than what I did. The interviewer leaned forward. A lot of people are calling you a hero. Keanu shook his head firmly. I'm not a hero. The heroes are people like Sarah who work at shelters for almost no money because they love animals. The heroes are the people who adopt dogs that nobody else wants. The heroes are the families who donate $5 or $10 even though they don't have much themselves. Those are the real heroes. At the end of the interview, Keanu said something that everyone remembered. Here's what I want people to understand, he said. You don't need to be rich to make a difference. You don't need to be famous. You don't need to donate $1 million. If you can adopt a shelter dog, do it. If you can volunteer at a shelter for a few hours a month, do it. If you can donate $5, do it. Every single bit helps. These dogs don't care who you are. They don't care what you do for a living. They just want love. And you know what? We need them as much as they need us. Daisy saved my life in ways I can't even explain. And now Bella is helping me heal. So please, if you're thinking about getting a dog, go to a shelter. Give a dog like Bella a chance. The ones who are different, the ones who are older, the ones who have problems, they have so much love to give. They deserve a second chance. 1 year later, a year after the donation, Second Chance Paws held a special event. They called it Second Chances Day. It was a celebration of all the dogs who'd found homes that year. Keanu came to the event. This time, he didn't wear a disguise. He brought Bella with him. Hundreds of people showed up. Many of them had adopted dogs from the shelter after hearing Keanu's story. They brought their dogs too. Sarah stood on a small stage and gave a speech. 1 year ago, we were 2 months away from closing forever, she said. Today, we've helped over 500 dogs find loving homes. We've expanded our building. We've hired more staff. We're helping other shelters in the state get started. All of this happened because one person decided to help. One person who loved their dog so much that when they lost him, they wanted to honor his memory by helping other dogs. Sarah looked at Keanu in the crowd. Thank you, she said simply. Thank you for seeing these dogs as worth saving. Thank you for giving them a second chance. Everyone cheered. Bella barked happily. Keanu walked up to the stage. He looked uncomfortable with all the attention, but he had something to say. I didn't come here to be thanked, he said. I came here to thank all of you. Every person who adopted a dog. Every person who volunteered. Every person who donated even $1. You're the ones who are making the difference. He paused and looked down at Bella, who was sitting at his feet. Daisy taught me that love doesn't have conditions. Dogs love us without asking for anything in return. The least we can do is love them back. The least we can do is make sure every dog has a home where they're safe and loved. So keep going. Keep adopting. Keep helping. Keep giving dogs their second chances. Because they would do the same for us. Actually, they already do. Every single day, they give us second chances to be better humans. That night, as Sarah locked up the shelter, she thought about everything that had happened. A year ago, she'd been crying in this same building, thinking it was all over. Now look at it. Dogs sleeping in warm, clean kennels. A waiting list of families who wanted to adopt. Enough money to keep going for years. All because one man loved his dog so much that he wanted to help other dogs find that same love. Sarah's phone buzzed. It was a text from Keanu. There was a picture attached. It showed him lying on his couch with Bella curled up on his chest, both of them sleeping peacefully. The text said, "Thank you for giving me my second chance too." Sarah smiled and whispered to the sleeping dogs, "Good night, everyone. Tomorrow, more of you will find your forever homes. And it's all because someone believed you were worth saving." Outside, the stars were shining bright. And somewhere in the Hollywood Hills, Keanu Reeves was sleeping peacefully with a one-eyed shelter dog named Bella, both of them healing together, both of them exactly where they were meant to be.